Hey guys, thanks for stopping by to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. It is that week every year where anxiety is just through the roof throughout the whole week. Ohio State week. And everything's still in front of Michigan after they survived the trap game against Indiana. They play at Ohio State, number 10 Ohio State, Saturday noon. If you're watching this, you know that already. And you probably know a lot about this game. But just going through it, Ohio State has a potent offense. They average 42 points per game, 360 yards passing, 182 rushing. And it's kind of odd. A lot of people think that Ohio State doesn't rush the ball very well. 182 yards rushing is pretty stinking good for not rushing the ball very well. So, they're obviously heavy on pass. The main trick with them is limiting the run. We'll talk about that a little later. On defense, they give up about 25 points a game, 237 pass, 161 rush. Now, quarterback, Haskins for sure. Pro-level arm. He can drop the ball in. 69% completion, 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 3,700 yards passing. 3,700 yards passing in 11 games. I also expect to see their backup quarterback, Tate Martell. He's more of your standard Urban Meyer quarterback. One who's going to run the ball, who's going to hold on to it, like the JT and Wilson. Shoot, I can't think of his name now all of a sudden. The one before JT Barrett, like Terrell Pryor, too, where they would run and hold on to the ball, and that just killed Michigan. So I expect Martell to have a package, especially down by the goal line. And if things get going poorly for them on offense, I'd expect them to sprinkle that in more. It would be great if we could really limit their rushing on first, second down to force them into third and longs and then go sack him. Haskins is not very mobile. In fact, last week versus Maryland, he put up 60 of his 93 rushing yards. So I really think they were focusing on getting him ready to hold onto those balls instead of handing off every single time to Dobbins or Weber. So I'd expect him to hold on a few times. So he's not going to be a burner. He's not going to be one guy that's just going to hold on to it and take it to the house like Patterson might, right? He doesn't have that speed. So he might hold on and get a 10-yard gain here or there, but we'll see how much they do. Again, that also means hopefully we get a good couple shots. Clean shots, but hit them hard. Hit them real hard. Now, talking about rushing. Dobbins, 4.7 yards, 8 touchdowns on the year. Weber, 5.6 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. And Martell, their zone read guy, their running quarterback, 6.4 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. So even though they're much more of a passing team, don't sleep on their running game. They're going to try to run the ball because they know they have to have a balance. I saw this stat that Michigan is averaging, giving up 47% completions, I think, the last, 4 or 5 games. And that includes good old Indiana, who did a lot of those crossing routes and slants and such. Make no bones about it, Ohio State definitely watched that film. They saw how to spread us out and then have those long, quick slants going in. You get one-on-one against linebackers, and that worked very well. I don't really get game film, right? I don't have a DVR. I wish I did. But obviously Michigan closed that off in the second half versus Indiana. They only scored 3 points in the second half. So what did Michigan do that corrected that? I've been reading a lot about the game as usual, and some thoughts. One was that Michigan should call a timeout right away in the first quarter on defense. Just let the Dom Brown just reset the defense, figure out what Ohio State's doing, because we seem to make extremely good halftime adjustments. Why don't we just call a timeout early, let him just try to set it up, even maybe at the quarter break or something, here goes the quarter break, and call a timeout right when he come back. That'd just be great. The Ohio State fans would be all booing and everything would be great. Yeah, they just have to sit there for longer. Just an idea. Another thing I was thinking is, what if Michigan would just take the ball first? Historically, they always like to take the ball to start the second half. Make your adjustments, come out and score. But what if we would come out script our plays, right? Like I think they did against Nebraska. When they started off good, let's do that same game plan. Get ahead like 7-0, and then, boom. You know what? The Ohio State crowd's kind of a little out of it. And you know what? Maybe get a 3-and-out or stop them and score again. I mean, if you get the ball and you go and take it to them, I think that's not a bad choice. Because honestly, second half, Don Brown's going to be making adjustments again. Why don't we just, let our defense go at them right away at the start of the second half? We did that against Indiana. I don't know if we won the coin toss or not, but start of the second half, they had the ball, 3-and-out. We got the ball right back. We got it and scored. So it's not the worst thing. I hope we be aggressive. Be aggressive there, right? Get the ball, hopefully win the coin flip, take the ball and go score and get up right on them right away. Put the pressure on them, right? Don't let them get up on you. Don't let the crowd get in the game. Just get right on them and, hopefully crush their throat. Take them out. Now, obviously with such a passing attack, they do have some really good receivers. Hill, 62 completions, 12.5 yards, 5 touchdowns. Campbell, 66 completions, 11 yards, 9 touchdowns. McLaurin, 30 completions, almost 20 yards a catch, 9 touchdowns. Michigan should win this game. There's 2 things I can see that make it so Michigan doesn't win the game. Turnovers and the refs. To be fair, both of those things went against Michigan in 2016. Michigan had 3 turnovers. Wilton Speight had 2 picks and a fumble at the goal line when we were going to go up, I think, 17 points. If we just hold on to that ball and score from the 1-yard line, I think it might. I don't want to rewatch it, but I think it was like 1st and goal, and we fumbled the ball on the quarterback's center exchange. You have to at least not lose the turnover battle. Another one is the refs, and you can't do anything about the refs. You watch 2016, and there's no doubt in my mind that the Big Ten did not want Michigan to represent the Big Ten in the playoff. I mean, they just wanted to go with Ohio State. They gave an Ohio State home field advantage. Obviously, they were going to have that set up already. But they gave them the home field refs. How many refs were on the Ohio State Hall of Fame? And they were doing that game. I mean, that's just total shenanigans. And I don't know, the Big Ten is all this cloak and dagger. No one knows who's doing the game. It's all hush-hush. Ugh. That's the 2 things, turnovers and the refs. Obviously, one thing we can control. The other one, the refs, we can't do anything about. We just have to think about it. Now, if you think about it, big scheme thing. The Big Ten's been left out of the playoff last year. They've been shut out like 2 years in a row. They didn't score any points in the playoffs. Michigan's the best chance for the Big Ten to get a team back into the playoffs. Ohio State got blown up by 29 points. They're not going to the playoff. I don't care if they beat Michigan and they beat Northwestern. They're not going to the playoff. They're not. The best chance is Michigan. They're number 4, beat a number 10 Ohio State, then beat Northwestern, and then they go to the playoff. Does the Big Ten want to have a team in the playoff or not? If they do, we're not going to get crap reffing. If they hate Michigan, like Jim Delaney seems to hate Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, expect 2016 to happen again where we get tackled, there's no penalties, we get flagged for uncatchable balls. Just gets my blood boiling. I try not to think about it too much. Alright. Outside of the turnovers and the refs, keys to the game, shut down the run, make Ohio State one-dimensional. Secondly, Haskins is not really a big-time runner. Make sure to contain the rush lanes. Don't go in diving inside. Make sure the lanes are controlled. Another one, look for the second half adjustments. Michigan has been doing great on those all year. I think if it's a tight game at half, I feel totally fine that Michigan will make the right adjustments. And I would love it to come out quickly with a balanced attack. I know, I keep seeing people saying, oh, Higdon's going to rush for 200 yards. I just don't see it. I think Michigan's too balanced. I don't know. I just don't see them rushing for 200 yards with Higdon. We were supposed to do that against Rutgers, right? Yeah. It's different. You truly, Ohio State is different. The team should be focused, razor focused, just like against Wisconsin, Michigan State, Penn State. I hope so. One thing to watch is the weather. Which team does it really hurt? or help. It's supposed to be rainy and 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. I don't know if that really helps the passing game too much. So that might be in the favor of Michigan again, because Michigan can run the ball. So I think the weather actually helps Michigan too. I know in big games like this you don't really want any weather conditions to be a factor, but in this one I think the wind will help Michigan. We'll see. Alright, I know you guys have lots of thoughts. What are your keys to the game? What is your prediction? Oh, my prediction. I almost forgot. I'm picking Michigan to win 34-20. 34-20. Michigan wins. Michigan goes to the Big Ten title game to face Northwestern next Saturday. That's my prediction. 34-10. Let me know in the comments, what do you predict? What are the keys to the game? How much do you think Higdon's going to run for? I don't think he's going to rush for more than 150. That's probably like 100 to 125, really. Patterson will hopefully throw 2 to 3 touchdowns. Higdon will have 1 touchdown. Mason will have a touchdown. Something in that range. Okay? Hey. Now it's just waiting time. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Always love my new subscribers. Keep getting those. That's really cool. And thanks for watching. And I hope it's going to be a really fun instant reaction to Michigan-Ohio State on Saturday night. As always, go Blue!